This is Jon Daly from the EP Boulevard Pawn Shop in Memphis. Today's video is going to be a rare and newly discovered interview with Colonel Tom Parker. Colonel Willie wasn't one to give a lot of interviews, so this is some insight into the relationship and how things started from his point of view with Elvis. The show that the Colonel was at, it was in Charlotte, and it was for Always Elvis. Always Elvis originated at the Las Vegas Hilton in 1978, but they did take it on the road. And so when he was in Charlotte, he was talking to a reporter, and these are the written answers. I'll go ahead and put them up so you can follow along as I read. The question is, you managed Elvis Presley for 22 years. What are your plans now? Parker, I made myself a promise when Elvis died that for at least a year I would look after things, help his father the best I can. I'm still doing that. We don't have any real plans beyond the current show. If it works, we'll go with it. Charlotte was sort of a test market situation, and I thought it went over real good. 2,000 people showed up. We'll try it again in Atlanta. We'll let it run for more than one night so word can get around that this is a show with taste. Thanks. But for now, talk a little bit about Elvis. What kind of relationship did you have? Parker, very good. I stayed in the background. Elvis lived his life. I lived mine. Sometimes we wouldn't see each other for several weeks at a time. We had a very good relationship, very respectful. I didn't tell him what to record, didn't get involved in his records, and he didn't tell me how to promote. He'd say, the Colonel will let him know I'm coming. Question, when did you hook up with him? Parker, I got with him back around 1955. I knew he was a star already. Anybody with any show business ability could have done the same thing I did. He was a showman at birth. You can't teach the things he could do on stage. Question, how did you get with him? Parker, I had tours with several different country artists. I started booking Elvis through his manager, who was a nice guy but couldn't get out of town as much or whatnot. Elvis was underage, you know. He was a teenager. Then his father and mother talked to me. It's the kind of thing that evolves. Question, but his parents asked you to handle his career. Parker, that's right. Question, you don't sound as if you took much credit for Elvis's success. Parker, I can't give myself credit. I'm just a manager. A manager by instinct. I never went to school to learn how to be a manager. I just tried to call the attention to a great talent. I think I did it. But anybody else who knows about show business could do the same thing. Everybody knows me, though. It was always Elvis and the Colonel. I was with Elvis for 22 years. You don't stay with one star for 22 years unless you do things right. Question, there was about a 10-year span when he didn't tour at all. Was that a conscious decision? What were you trying to do there? Parker, that was when we were making movies. You can't make movies and go on tour at the same time. It was simple arithmetic. The dollars were there in movies. Question, but didn't it make a bigger deal when he did start touring again? Parker, maybe it did, but you can never know those things in advance. To me, it's always get in there and pitch. And whatever happens, that's the way it's supposed to be. You gotta believe in something. Question, what about the other key decisions in Elvis' career? What do you think they were? Parker, I think the single best decision in Elvis's career was not overexposing him on TV. He did only 3 specials in 20 years. Unless you got a show with a plot like Gunsmoke or Bonanza, or something you can get overexposed really quick. The important thing was that Elvis was good. When the right opportunity came along, he was able to take advantage of it. Question. What about you? You haven't done too many interviews yourself, but you've been pretty available here in Charlotte. Did you make a conscious decision to step to the foreground? Parker. Well, no. The fans knew me. They always got to shake my hand and say hello when we went to a concert. But it's dangerous for a manager to step too much to the forefront. Managers get to thinking that they are stars, and that's a bad situation. I shield away from interviews for a long time, but I felt this was a distinctively different situation. I felt the people that did come to the show deserved a chance to talk to me, if they so desire. And I did talk to them. I autographed anything they wanted me to autograph. Question. By the way, how did you get to be a colonel? Parker. Governor Frank Clements of Tennessee made me a Tennessee colonel. and Governor George Wallace of Alabama. It was an honorary thing. I was a buck private in the Army. I got out of the Army and became a colonel. If you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you're coming to Memphis, we're located 1 mile away from Graceland on Elvis Presley Boulevard, and we also have a shop in Tupelo inside the Relics Marketplace, 248 South Green Street, and online at epboulevardpawnshop.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and a little insight into Elvis and the Colonel. I know that the Colonel's been a kind of a hot topic since the movie has come out, but hopefully you enjoyed this and understood a little bit more based on the Colonel's own words.